Hey, welcome to Let's Talk Jonesboro. Today we have Shunqetta Cunningham, and Shunqetta has been a great proponent of the city of Jonesboro for I'm not going to say many years, Shunqetta, because you're too young to have too many years, but she does a lot of nonprofit. I mean, you may see her in uniform. She's what is it, a volunteer police officer?
Reserve.
Reserve police officer. You get paid?
Oh, it's all volunteer.
It's a volunteer. Yeah, that means she cares about the community. But what we're here to talk about today is a summit that you hold each year for business leaders and grant writers. And tell us a little bit about it, just to help us know.
Awesome. So thank you for having me. And the 2022 Nonprofit and Business Summit is underway. It will be held Friday, March 4th, starting at 9 o'clock. I'm so excited this year because, for one, this is our 6th year for hosting the conference. I can remember when I first just said, hey, it's time that we bring a consistent conference to this community for nonprofit leaders, right? We know we will have conferences and different organizations host conferences, but not specifically targeted toward nonprofit and community and mission-based leaders, again, nor with consistently. So that's where we just got the spark to do that 6 years ago. Started with 12 people
At
the conference.
Start. That's good that you had 12.
Yeah, and so, but wasn't deterred by that. I knew the mission and the mandate, and now we are up to average about 100. And so this year we're expecting between 125 people at the conference. We will have a hybrid opportunity for nonprofit leaders because I understand people's comfort level. I also know that if you're like me, just ready to get back out there and to network and engage with other leaders. And so March 4th, 2022, 6th year for the Nonprofit Summit, and I'm excited.
And that's one thing that you just mentioned. Basically, you survived because, did you not go virtual last year?
We did.
Okay.
Yes.
So you survived through the experience that probably made a lot of opportunities go away for people.
Yeah. Last year we were virtual with nearly 90 registrants, and it was, again, had to make the pivot as with everyone. And so this year, not taking the option away, but I'm ready to meet people and get back out there. So yeah, registration is open.
Very nice, very nice. So tell us, who are the perfect candidates for this conference?
So if you are a nonprofit leader, aspiring nonprofit leader, you are seasoned. So you may say, hey, I am conferenced out. I've had 30 years into this. Or whether you are young and budding and say, I want to save the world. This conference is for you. If you are a business leader. So this year we added a duality of the conference. And that's just because we wanted to interject some business components. One of the things I see as a nonprofit consultant is that nonprofits don't operate for profit. So what I mean by that, even though you are a nonprofit, that should not be your financial status. That you have to have business principles. And so we added that element so that we can have business workshops, how to run your nonprofit like, a for-profit. Because at the end of the day, the only difference is at the end of the day, businesses are, wanting to go for higher profits. But for nonprofits, you do want cash flow. You do want to be able to have money to hire people so that you can do what you do best. And so if you're a business leader and aspiring again or seasoned professional, one of the things I always strive is to what can we do to enhance conference experience? Because I'm one of those people, like for me, I love food. So I think about, all of those different little components that makes a conference experience worthwhile. And we also do something different. We have a nonprofit pitch competition for $1,000. And so nonprofit leaders are able to pitch their idea, again, like business pitch competitions, but nonprofits are able to do that. Again, we're just wanting to enhance experience. As well, we will have a Meet the Funder section. So for Meet the Funders, if you have a nonprofit or a business, because you would have asked me 5 years ago, are there business grants? And I would have said no. But given the social unrest, giving just this awakening, I
Right.
should say in air quotes, of what's going on, there are business grants opportunities. And so we will have a Meet the Funders opportunity for nonprofit leaders and business owners to be able to engage with grant making entities
Wow.
at the conference. And then at the end, I know it's a full day, but it's a great day. We will have a networking social hour. And I would be remiss to say that this is made possible really for our title sponsor, the Jonesboro A&P Commission.
Okay.
And so just so happy to have the city support and have the commission support to be able to do this year.
Very good. Very good. And the location is going to be
Glass Factory.
the Glass Factory.
Yeah, it's well known. Everyone loves
right.
that. And the
It's on
management.
Huntington.
Yes,
Yes.
on Huntington 311 West Huntington.
Okay.
We know that Heather and Matt Clark are just the thing they're doing with the whole block, right? And so
Yes,
Glass
it's beautiful
Factory
over
is a beautiful venue and a one-stop great shop for all things. And so happy to have that there.
Very nice. Very nice. And it's, I think, 9 to 3, so you're going to power pack a lot in there.
Well, it's like 9 to 6.
9 to 6?
Yes, because all the additional
Okay.
stuff.
Well,
And
you
so,
talked about,
yeah.
okay.
So
That's
you can
good.
go home at 3.
Right.
So I don't want to scare anyone. You can go home at 3 p.m. But if you want the opportunity to network with
Right.
potential grant making
You should,
entities,
probably,
you
yes.
should stay. And then if you want to say, hey, this has been a great conference. And yes, I'm professionally networking. Now I want to socially network. Then stay for the social hour after.
Tell us about your, like when we talk about your past experiences with this workshop, go in your mind to a place in a moment that really stands out, something special to you.
So I had a delegation one year to come from the state of Mississippi, a community that was right outside of really Sharkey County. And it meant so much to me because my grandmother is from Rolling Fork, Mississippi. No one would know that, but it's an hour away. No one would know that city, excuse me, but it's an hour away from Greenville. And they heard about the conference just through marketing, and they was like, you know what, we don't have that here, and we know and I know the poverty all too well in that area, and so just to have them here, I mean, and this group came, I'm talking about like the old church mothers in the big hats and the dresses. You know, it was really great to see, but to know that they were seasoned. You know, they are 50 and 60 years old. Like, we never had a conference, but we've always done the work. But we've never had someone to show us how to strategize and to be able to do this. And so to know that they drove hours, right? It's so many great moments. But when I think about the impact, that's
Right.
what really stands out to me.
That's really cool. And you know, when you thought of that, when you talk about that, you made me think of the impact that the world has seen the last couple of years. And so are there any particular areas where you see needs for new nonprofit or new business right now?
Oh, for sure. So actually the theme for this year, for 2022, for the conference is leading an impact after chaos. So it's been a troubling 2 years. And you know, one of the things I can say, we have great nonprofits. We have great businesses.
Yes.
One of the things I think we all learned is that there's always room for improvement. So while, yes, there's always great need, I think, for social impact, I think what I would like to see is for those that we have is to be welcoming to the ideas of growth. Not necessarily
Okay.
change,
Right.
But the
Right.
growth and the inclusion. We've talked about topics of diversity.
Yes.
And how does that look? Diversity, whether that's financial diversity, not thinking grant solves all your problems with a nonprofit, or whether we're talking about social and cultural diversity, that we've hit diversity. Now we're on to the equity and the inclusion. And those are still steps that we haven't reached. And so when we think about what can gravitate, not anything new. So if you want to start a nonprofit in business, I'm actually the consultant for you. So I'm going to encourage you to do that. Unshameless plug. But I also say if you're existing in the space, exist well. Like figure out how you can incorporate progressive and growth strategies.
Just stepping up your
Yeah.
game a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. That's great. That's great. So we're talking about March 4th at the Glass Factory on at 311 West Huntington, and it is called the Kharis Workshop.
So it's sponsored by Kharis, which is
Okay.
my consulting company. But if you want to find it on Facebook, it's the 2022 Nonprofit and Business Summit, hosted by Kharis Group.
I've found it on Facebook, so it's easy to find, and I've seen Shunqetta's work before, so I can tell you it will be worth it. And if I can get a day free, I'm going to sneak over there too.
Awesome,
So, yeah,
awesome. Well,
yeah.
I was going to ask y'all anyways. I need someone to greet all these people from the
We can
city.
line
So
that up.
hey, we've already put it out there, and let's
That's
talk.
right. That's right. We've done it. We've done it. Shunqetta, it's a pleasure to have you on Let's Talk Jonesboro, and thank you for all you do for the community.
Thank you for having me.